Okay. All right. So as always, if we get some late arrivals, you may see me pop up real quick and walk over to let them out of the waiting room and into our classroom. But even if I do that, you go ahead and stay with your breath, with wherever you are in your practice. So I invite you to find a comfortable seat, remembering that that can look like many things in your body. So it might be comfortable to sit with your legs folded. If it's not, sit in a way that feels good. So maybe with a foot or both feet out, you can sit on something. Remember, you can always sit on a yoga block or on a towel or a pillow to raise your tailbone. That can feel really nice. And then once you've found your comfortable seat, take a moment to just find a deep breath. Begin breathing from your belly. You can allow your eyes to gently close. And just feel that breath moving in your body. Now, as you breathe, let's begin to find some movement to go with that breath. So on your inhale, feel your spine roll out nice and long. Sit tall on your mat. And then exhale to soften a little bit. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to soften. And let's just feel this a few times, this connection of breath and movement. On your next inhale, let's add some arms. So on your inhale, sweep your fingertips out to the side, all the way up to the sky. Exhale, turn to the right, and let one hand fall in front of you and one behind you. And then inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, turn, and let one hand fall in front of you and one behind. And we'll just follow this pattern, inhaling, extension. Exhaling, releasing down. Just opening with a gentle twist. You can close your eyes here and just dial into your breath, to your feelings. Now, as you breathe, as you move, begin to feel welcome to change this pattern. So if you notice that it would feel really good to linger in one particular part of that movement or to add on completely, feel free to do so, to begin to change this pattern so that it addresses wherever your tension is this morning, wherever you could use a little bit of attention and time and stretching. And then simply find your way back to seated. Draw your hands to heart center. Take a moment to set your intention for your practice this morning, to just choose the energy you want to cultivate right here on your mat. And once that intention is set, release your hands down, sweep your feet around behind you, and walk your hands forward to make your way into tabletop. So we want to bring our knees beneath our hips, wrists come under the shoulders, and let's move our spines. On your inhale, roll your heart open and tip your tailbone to the sky. Exhale, coil your belly in and drop the crown of your head. Inhaling, rolling open. And exhale to coil. And let's just continue to feel this pattern. Or if it would feel good, you're also welcome to find some free-form movement right here. So you can switch to a more sahaja or serpentine expression, just using this space to loosen up. And then find your way back to a nice neutral spine and tabletop. Draw your knees toward each other so that they're centered underneath your hips, so you're nice and stable. On your inhale, extend your right leg long and then lower the tip of your toe down to the mat. So let's begin to press into that right heel to stretch the back of your leg. Now remember, you have choices. You can sustain the stretch. You can also find a little bit of a rolling motion. So slowly rolling into and out of the stretch, not a bounce, mind you, just a slow wave pattern. And then lower your right knee down to the mat. Let's feel that on the left side. Extend your left leg long and lower your toe down to the mat. Again, let's press into that heel, remembering that you can make changes, right? So if it's a little too much, just come out of the stretch a little bit. And remember, you can sustain or find that slow rolling pattern. And then lower your left knee down, back to the mat, finding your tabletop. From here, we are going to meet in forward fold. And there are a couple ways to get there. You can walk your hands back to stand. You can also step your feet forward. Once you have found your forward fold, first remember that you can support your fold with a block at the top of the mat. You're also welcome to just surrender into that space. And even if you're using the block, I recommend trying to get as much tension out of your upper body as possible. So try to let the back of your head relax, let your neck be nice and long. If movement helps you break up tension, find a little bit, right? Rock from side to side, if that feels good. And then come to stillness at the center. Bend your knees. Exhale to roll your way all the way up to standing. Inhale, rise and open. Sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Release your hands down. Let's set up our first Tadasana at the top of the mat. So as always, let's let that first mountain pose be nice and stable and conscious. So root your feet to the earth. You can even lift up on your toes, spread them out, and then set them back down again. Begin to draw up on the inner arches of your feet. So we're going to feel energy and strength rising from the floor. So our quads strengthen, draw your navel in, tailbone goes nice and long. Shoulders roll back and down, palms face forward. On your inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale to fold forward. On your inhale, halfway rise. Roll your heart forward, press your tailbone away from you, and then exhale to fold. 2 more times right here. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, bend your knees enough that you can plant your fingertips onto a set of blocks or onto the mat if you're not using blocks. Inhale to step your right foot back to lunge. Exhale to lower that right knee down to the mat. So let's set up a nice, safe, strong lunge. So as always, I can't see you in this space. So just check in with your alignment for me. We want to make sure that left knee is directly over that left ankle. So once you're set, position your blocks. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, let your hips draw you back. So that left leg is going to start to lengthen. And then inhale, shift forward, melt that right hip. Exhale, scooping in, shifting back. stretching out that left leg. And we'll just feel this a few more times, shifting back and forth on your breath. Let your next inhale bring you forward to lunge. Bring your knees to beneath your hips and let's find tabletop once more. So again, wrists are beneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Cat-cow on the inhale. Exhaling to coil in, and yogi's choice right here. You can also move into free-form spinal movement. So just finding whatever would feel good in your body and shifting around, stretching out. And then find your way back to tabletop. Walk your hands one handspan forward and shift your shoulders over your wrists. So let's find half plank, and we want this nice and strong. So knees, hips, and shoulders are in one long line. We want to feel our core strong here. So I always like to do it wrong first. So slump, and then dial your core muscles in. Staying buoyant through your shoulders, bend your elbows, and begin to float your way all the way down to the mat. Once you've landed, walk your toes back, create plenty of space underneath you. Bring your fingertips wide and begin to roll one shoulder and then the other. Just creating plenty of space, exploring our range of motion today. Return your hands to beneath your shoulders. Press back to tabletop. Now, if you have a downward facing dog in your practice, you're also welcome to take downward dog here. Wherever you have found yourself, find some movement. So if you're in tabletop, that's cat-cow or free-form spinal movement. If you have found yourself in downward facing dog, use this as an opportunity to walk out your dog. Bending one knee and then the other. Finding some ease, some stretching, and then come to stillness. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to step your right foot forward between your hands. Multi-step movements are fine. Grab your blocks if you were using them before, and do that quick alignment check for me. Make sure that your right knee is over your right ankle. And remember, you can always just wiggle that foot forward or back if you need to. Set up your lunge. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, scoop your belly in, shift back, right leg stretching out. Inhaling forward to lunge, melt that left hip toward the earth. And we'll just follow this pattern for a few breaths. Let your next inhale bring you forward to lunge. Turn your left toes under to lift your back knee. Look forward and step together. And fold, soften. Find some ease. You can rock from side to side if that would feel good. And then come to stillness at the center. Bend your knees. Exhale, roll your way all the way up to standing. Inhale, rise and open. Exhale, hands to heart center. Check in briefly. Find your Tadasana again. If it moved, strong core, open heart. Inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your fingertips on the mat or on your blocks. Inhale to step your left foot back to lunge. Lower that left knee down. So this time we'll take that stretch a little deeper. So on your inhale, look forward. Exhale, shift back. This time, let your right toes rise if that's open to you. So we just get a deeper stretch along the back of the leg. Inhaling forward to lunge. Exhale to shift back. Also remember, you can always walk your blocks back and forth or walk your hands back and forth to help get a better stretch here. Let your next inhale bring you all the way forward to lunge. Knees together, tabletop. So from your tabletop, walk your hands, one hand span forward, and shift your shoulders over your wrists. Half plank. Again, knees, hips, and shoulders in one long line. If you are feeling ambitious today, you're welcome to turn your toes under and find full plank. Wherever you found yourself, with control, bend your elbows and float your way all the way down to the mat. Nice and easy. Walk your toes back to create space. And let's bring fingertips wide again, just because it feels good. So we're going to roll those shoulders out. Big, full circles. Really go for the largest range of motion you can find on either side. Return your hands to beneath your shoulders. Turn your toes under, press back, tabletop or downward facing dog, yogi's choice. Settle into stillness. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to step your left foot forward between your hands. Again, you can do multiple steps here. If you find that your leg is back, just lift it and set it forward. Grab your blocks if you were using them. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to shift back. And let's let those left toes rise. So again, we're finding that deeper stretch. Inhaling forward to lunge. Melt your right hip. Exhale, scoop in, shift back, left toes rise. And again, remember, you can walk your hands or your blocks with you to get a slightly deeper stretch here. Let your next inhale bring you all the way forward to lunge. Turn your right toes under to lift your back knee. Look forward and step together and fold. Soften, come back into ease, and then come to stillness. Bend your knees, exhale, roll your way all the way up. Inhale, rise and open. Exhale, hands to heart center. Check back in with your Tadasana, resetting, re-strengthening. Nice strong belly here. That keeps us nice and lifted. On your inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Bring your fingertips to your shins or your thighs. Roll your heart forward and press your tailbone away. So we're going for a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, one more time, halfway rise. This time on your exhale, plant your fingertips. Inhale to step your right foot back to lunge. Lower that right knee down. So we're going to begin introducing some twisting. So what I'd like you to do is bring your right hand to the center of the mat. Now you can plant your right hand on a block, either turn up on its side or maybe on that broad side. If it's open to you, you're also welcome to plant your hand at the center of the mat, just flat down to the mat. From here, we're going to take that left arm and on the exhale, peel it open. So we're going to start turning our heart toward the sky, feeling that twist in the lower back. Exhale, lower that left hand down. Inhale, peeling open. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhale to peel. And just following our breath here. Now, one thing to remember, try to hug your thighs toward each other. Even though they're staggered, this causes more energy to come toward the midline, and it gets our legs nice and strong. On your exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Space them evenly. Find your tabletop. Walk your hands, one hand span forward. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. So, yogi's choice here for half plank. You can turn your toes under and go to full. I'd like you to do a nice slow descent. So try to take more than one breath on your way down. So we're going with slow, controlled movement, keeping our core engaged the entire way down toward the earth. And then once you touch down, walk your toes back. And as always, let's bring fingertips wide. You all know I love Creative Cobra. I also mowed the lawn yesterday. I'm pretty sure I'm just being self-indulgent right here. But let's keep those shoulders nice and loose. Return your hands to beneath your shoulders. Press back. Tabletop or downward facing dog, yogi's choice. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to step your right foot forward between your hands. Multi-step movements are fine. Let's set up that twist. So what we're going to do is plant our left hand to the center of the mat. So again, that might be on a block. You can use it on many different sides, or maybe it's just flat to the mat. On your inhale, peel your right arm open, so we're turning our heart to reach toward the sky. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling, peeling open. Now as you do so, keep hugging your inner thighs toward each other, holding that midline. And on this exhale, both hands come down, space them evenly. Turn your left toes under and lift your back knee. Look forward and step together. Fold, surrender. Remember to let the crown of your head reach toward the earth here. Bend your knees. Exhale to roll your way all the way up to standing. Inhale, rise and open. Exhale, hands to heart center. One last time, resetting Tadasana, resetting mountain pose if we need it, nice and strong here. Inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway rise. Press your tailbone away, let your heart reach nice and long. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhale. Inhale, halfway rise. And again, roll your shoulders back and down, feeling nice and broad across that heart space. And then exhale, plant your fingertips. Inhale, step your left foot back to lunge and lower that left knee all the way down to the mat. So we're going to keep building off of that twist. Plant your left hand at the center of the mat, either onto a block or flat to the mat. Inhale to peel your right arm open. This time, let's find shoulder circles. Sweep your right arm all the way around. Big, full circle. When you come up toward the top, remember to turn your heart toward the sky. Still working on that twisting in our bodies. Hug your inner thighs toward each other. On this exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Space them evenly, tabletop. Walk your hands, one hand span forward, and shift your shoulders over your wrists. So half plank or full, yogi's choice. Little push-up series right here. On your exhale, bend your elbows 1 inch. Inhale, press back up, half or full plank. Exhale, bend your elbows 2 inches. Come down a little further. Inhaling back up. All right, challenge time. Exhale, come halfway down and hover. So we hug, we stay strong, and then come all the way down to the mat. Walk your toes back to create space. This time, let's bring our fingertips directly beneath our shoulders. Lengthen the back of your neck by looking at the mat. Keep that as on your inhale, you roll your shoulders forward and up and back and down. Exhale to soften down to the mat. 2 more times, low cobra, keep your neck long. And once more. Turn your toes under, press back. Find tabletop or downward facing dog. On your inhale, look forward. Exhale to step your left foot forward between your hands. So once again, moving that leg so that we can keep it nice and safe. Plant your right hand at the center of the mat, maybe onto a block, maybe just down to the mat. Inhale to peel your left arm open. Let's find shoulder mandalas. This time, sweep that left hand around in a big circle. On the top, turn your heart toward the sky. Still working on that twist. Still hugging that midline, inner thighs drawing toward each other. On this next exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Space evenly. Inhale to look forward. Turn your right toes under. Exhale to step together and fold. Take a full lunar pause right here. Let your head be heavy. Find movement if that would feel good. Feel any stress, any tension just draining out through your fingertips. Just letting what we do not need to carry with us roll out into the earth. And then come back to stillness at the center. Bend your knees. Exhale, roll your way up. Inhale to rise and open. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your hands down and let's make our way all the way down to the mat. And we're going to start today lying down. So let's roll all the way down to the earth. So start just by drawing your knees in, rock from side to side. And then come to stillness at the center. So let's start loosening up our hips. So from here, we're just going to relax our palms down and we're going to start drawing a big circle with one knee. Doesn't matter which one. Try to keep your core engaged here, so still drawing your navel toward your spine. And we just go for full range of motion with that knee. So drawing big circles. And remember that some little sort of popping sensations are normal as long as they're not painful, right? They won't hurt. That's just ligaments moving into alignment. Come back to center. Let's feel that on the other side. So drawing those big circles with that other knee. Keep your core engaged. Again, keep drawing your navel toward your spine. You'll feel your lower back connecting with the mat here. And then come back to center. We're going to leave that right knee in and we're going to extend the left leg long and just relax it all the way down to the mat. I got some questions around sciatica stretches today, so I'm going to show you one of the really good ones right here. Sciatica pain tends to be relieved by cross-body stretching. So anytime we bring one side of the body, one leg over across the other. So what I'd like you to do is hold your right knee and take your left hand and just begin to guide it toward the left side of your body. Your right hand can find a comfortable home wherever seems appropriate. And we'll just breathe right here, feeling that stretch. And come back to center. And let's switch it out. So we're going to extend that right leg long, draw your left knee in. And we'll feel this on the left side. So we're going to take our right hand to our left knee and draw that knee across our body over to the right. And again, just breathe. And this is a great stretch for actually a lot of your lower body, right? So if you experience any glute pain, any tension with your piriformis, this can really help stretch that out. It can even feel nice for IT band tension, depending upon just how tense your iliotibial band happens to be. And then come back to center. Let's draw both knees in. We're going to concentrate on some lower abdominal work. So from here, direct your knees to directly over your hips, almost as though you're seated. Draw your navel toward your spine. You're going to feel your lower back pressing into the earth. Now, what's important for the rest of this movement is that we keep that point of connection. So we keep your core really strong here. On your next inhale, press one heel away. Exhale, coming back. Inhaling, pressing the other heel away. And exhaling back. And we'll just feel that on either side. Now, if you notice your lower back starting to come off the mat, we just want to keep that movement a little smaller. So basically, press until you start to feel that happen and then come back. So you can just make the movement smaller. If this is easy for you and you want to take it a little bit more challenging, press both heels away. Again, your lower back needs to stay on the mat the entire time. And come back to center. Rock it out a little bit. Come back to center, rock your way forward to seated, and we're going to make our way up to standing. You can get there however you would like to. So from here, let's set our blocks up at the top of the mat. You may want to place one at the center. Find your Tadasana. Inhale to sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale to fold forward. Now, continuing to stretch out the back of our bodies, working on our lower backs and also addressing a little bit of sciatica pain. Let's walk our hands, maybe our hands and that block, over to the right side of our body. Now, when you do that, press the edge of your left foot down to the earth. You'll feel a nice deep stretch all along the back of that left leg, maybe into your lower back. If you notice that this is too much, you can always decrease the angle, right? So just bring that block a little closer to the center. Come back to center, to stillness, and then walk it over to the left side. So this time we're going to press the edge of that right foot away, turning our heart so that we're coming over that block. And again, if this is too much, decrease the angle. Bring your block a little closer toward the front. Come back to center. Now, depending on how your body feels, maybe we leave that block on its lower side, maybe we make it a little taller. Root one hand to the block, doesn't matter which one it is. On your inhale, peel the other arm open. So we're feeling that twist. Again, the lower back. Exhale, lower that hand down, root, and then inhale, peel open. Exhaling to lower. Follow this on your breath. You'll notice that your body's a little different side to side. That's totally normal. And come back to center. Bend your knees. Exhale, roll your way all the way up to standing. Inhale, rise and open. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, step your right foot back for warrior one. So we're going to step that foot back, and we're going to turn that right foot out to the side ever so slightly. We want to feel comfortable with our hips facing the top of the mat. So just notice if there's any tension in your right calf. Reposition that foot if there is. Put a nice deep bend in that left knee. Yes, inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Let's start just by opening up through our arms. Exhale, sweep behind, reach away, let your heart reach forward. Inhale. This time on your exhale, sweep your hands off to that left-hand side, reach away. Inhale to center, and off to the right. Inhale to center, and to the left. And we'll just feel this a few more times. Now this time when you come over to your left-hand side, I'd like you to sustain. So maybe we just reach those fingertips away and that right hand finds a home on our left hip, reaching that left arm long. If it's open to you, you can also bend that left elbow and that hand can come to your opposite hip and we just turn. Keep rooting your feet to the earth, keep hugging your inner thighs toward each other, finding a deep twist, maybe getting a nice deep stretch along our right calf. And come back to center. Sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, sweep them down and step your left foot in a little bit. So we're going to set our feet to be parallel now. So they're evenly staggered, both feet are facing forward. Inhale to sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Bowing over your left leg, both hands come down to that leg, resting somewhere. Try to soften into this stretch, just melting your spine over that left leg. Draw your left hip back and your right hip forward to deepen the stretch. Root your right hand somewhere. So that might be your shin, it might be your thigh. Once you've found a comfortable spot for that right hand, peel your left arm open. So this is revolved triangle. It is a very challenging place to be. That's totally normal. And we just lower that left arm down. Inhaling, peeling open. Exhaling, lowering down. And come all the way back. And we're just going to step together and fold. Surrender. Bow your head, let your neck be nice and long. Find a little movement if that would feel good. And then come to stillness at the center. Bend your knees, roll your way all the way up to standing. Inhale, rise and open. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to feel that same sequence on the left side or on the other side now. So release your hands down. So from here, we're going to step that left foot back to lunge. Bend your right knee and check in, right? We want that back foot to be comfortable. So maybe you change the angle a little bit. Maybe that left foot is turned out quite a bit. Maybe it's a little more narrow. Once you've found your stance, inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, sweep behind you, reaching away. Inhaling to center. So on this next breath, let's start to add that twist. On this exhale, sweep over to the right-hand side, reach away. Inhale to center and over to the left. And just follow your breath. Sweep from side to side. Let your next exhale bring you over to that right hand side. And we're going to sustain this time. So we reach that right hand away. Left hand coming to the hip. And release, come back to center. Sweep your hands down. From here, you can step that left foot in. So we're going to once again set up that staggered stretch for pyramid pose. So our feet are rooted down, they're parallel. On your inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Both hands find a home on that right shin or that right thigh. Draw your left hip forward and your right hip back to stretch a little further. With every inhale, create length along your spine. Exhale to fold over that leg just a little more. Try to just surrender any tension down into the earth. Now, somewhere on this right leg, we're going to plant that left hand. So that might be your shin, it might be your thigh. On your inhale, peel your right arm open, reaching that right arm toward the sky. Exhaling, lowering down. And again, remembering that revolved triangle is tough. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling to lower. On this next exhale, both hands come down, bend your knees, step together, and fold, full surrender. Rock from side to side, let it go. Come to stillness, bend your knees, exhale, roll your way up. Inhale, rise and open. Exhale, hands to heart center, and release your hands down. Let's take a nice wide stance on the mat. And we're going to let our feet be parallel, so they're going to be facing the broad side of the mat, nice and flat. Inhale to sweep your hands to the sky. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Remember that you can bring a block to beneath your hands if that would feel good. So start just by softening into that wide-legged forward fold. Just melt, shift your weight into your heels. Try to soften your upper body. Relax the back of your neck, relax the crown of your head. Just creating a little more space along our spines, reducing pressure from gravity, letting it flow the opposite direction. You can wiggle that block or walk your hands forward. From here, shift your weight into your heels and we'll stretch it out a little deeper through the mid-back. Begin to melt your heart toward the earth. And then walk your hands with that block back and reach them through your legs. Really round through your upper back. Let your crown be reaching toward the earth. Just breathe. Try to tip your tailbone a little further toward the sky. And then walk your hands with that block back to center. Step your feet together and simply come down to take a seat. Perfect. So from here, we're going to find that comfortable seat again, whatever you started with this morning. On your inhale, sweep your fingertips to the sky. Exhale. So we're going to turn to the right. One hand falls in front of us and one behind us. Now this time, take your front hand, that left hand, and bring it to your knee. We're going to walk our back hand a little further away, adding on to this twist. So just breathing. Come back to center. Let's feel that on the other side. Sweep your hands to the sky and over to the left. One hand in front and one behind. Now we're going to move that right hand to the left knee. And pressing into that hand, just turn a little bit more. And we'll come back to center. Tuck your left heel in toward your body and extend your right leg nice and long. Let's turn our hearts toward that right foot. Inhale to create plenty of length, get long. And then exhale, fold forward. Wherever your hands land is fine. So that might be your thigh or your shin, might be your foot. With every inhale, create a little more length. Every exhale, soften just a little more toward that leg. And we'll start just by stretching out a little bit, just breathing, creating space. And then let's add one more twist right here. So we're going to take that right hand and bring it to the inside of our right leg. Plant your left fingertips somewhere. So maybe that's the shin, the thigh. Begin to turn like you're going to peek underneath your left arm. And you'll feel a nice twist, a nice release in your lower back. And come back to center. And roll your way all the way up. Let's draw that right knee in and plant your foot out in front of you. So this is option 1 for seated twist. Option 2, you can take your right foot and cross it over your left knee. If you choose that option, you want to make sure your feet and your glutes are touching the ground. So if you're floating, just bring that foot back to center. Sweep your right hand down to the mat, plant your hand, roll your right shoulder back and down, press into the earth to get nice and tall. Inhale, sweep your left hand to the sky. Now reach up and over and then down to find your twist. Elbow to knee or palm to knee. Begin to turn your heart toward the back of the room. And come back to center. Sweep your hands over to the left, plant your fingertips and curve your spine. Roll your way back up to seated and let's feel that whole sequence on the other side. So tuck your right heel in, left leg extends long. Turn your heart toward your left foot. Inhale to create length. Exhale, fold forward, fingertips landing wherever's comfortable. Find some lengthening breaths, creating space, and then softening into that space you've created. So we're going to take that left hand and bring it to the inside of the left leg. Your right fingertips will find a home, maybe on your shin or your thigh. Begin to turn like you're going to gaze underneath your right arm. And again, you'll start to feel a nice stretch here in your lower back. Go gently as always, right? If it becomes too much, just dial out of the stretch a little bit. And come back to center. Bend your left knee, place your left foot out in front of you for seated twist. Again, you can leave your foot where it is, or you can cross it over. If you do, just make sure you're not floating anywhere. From here, sweep your left hand down to the mat at the base of your spine. Plant your hand and roll your shoulder back and down. Inhale to sweep that right hand to the sky. Reach up and over, and then exhale down. Elbow to knee or palm to knee. Begin to turn your heart toward the back of the room. Nice deep twist right here. And release, come back to center, sweep your hands over to the right, plant your fingertips and curve your spine. And come back to center, roll your way all the way down onto your back, draw your knees in, rock from side to side. Come to stillness at the center. Open your arms out to either side. Make a nice big T on the mat. Drop your knees off to your right hand side and turn your head to look to the left. Now remember, if you can keep your knees a little higher than your waist, you'll get a much better stretch in your lower back. Try to let the earth hold you here. No tension at all. Inhale to center. Drop your knees off to the left-hand side and turn your head to look to the right. Again, trying to relax, and just remember to keep your knees a little higher than your waist for the best stretch. Inhale to come back to center. Now, if there is any additional movement, any stretch, any asana, anything at all that you would like to feel before we close our practice for the day, take a moment to honor that request in your body, whatever it happens to be. So maybe it's a fold or a hip opener. Maybe it's a little happy baby. Whatever would feel really nice, that's what goes right here. And then as you are ready, begin to make your way toward your Shavasana. Remembering, of course, that you have options. So in Shavasana, you can lie flat with your legs extended, heels wide, toes falling out to either side. If you notice that this causes discomfort in your lower back, bend your knees and plant your feet the distance of the mat. Then let your knees fall together at the center and let your bones support you here. Remember that you can also take seated meditation, you can take child's pose, whatever helps you rest and surrender so that you can gain all the benefits of your practice. That is what you choose. So find your point of stillness. And once you're there, begin to relax all the parts of your body that are touching a surface. So just feel those little connections become softer, let them melt. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes and your forehead. And simply let go and float. And if you find yourself drawn into a thought pattern at any time, just notice it and then come back to the feeling of your breath moving in your body. Allow your breath to create space within your body. And begin to find some little movements of your fingertips and your toes. Just bringing you back to this day, to this time. Point your toes away and reach your arms up overhead. Take a nice deep breath in, full body stretch. Then exhale to draw your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Eventually, find your way all the way over onto your right side. And just curl into the posture of the sleeping child. No tension here. Just let the earth hold you. And take a moment in this space that you have created to think of someone or something for whom you are grateful. And let that wonderful energy just fill you up. And then whenever you are ready and you feel your practice is complete, use your hands to help press yourself up to a nice, easy seated position. Bring your hands to heart center and close your eyes. We're going to close our practice today with a round of Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, a prayer for peace. Inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Let me come up and stop the recording.